everyone to the NEKO Alpha Show, bringing you Japan-related alpha and more from the United NEKO Alliance here in our Tokyo-based super secret bunker. I'm going to call it a bunker this time. I'm Reno. I'm here with Steve and Neil.
Hey, everybody.
We are your hosts, and please remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. This is our commentary, our info sharing, and maybe it's a little bit entertaining. We'll see. Right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get rolling.
Thanks, Reno. So let's have a look here to start with at the NFT collection ranking in Japan. Sort of looking at the top here. Not surprising, we see Murakami Flowers Seeds with 7-day volume of 10,000, almost 11,000 ETH, which is insane. And the situation here is that it's still doing the public mint. So he sent out, they mailed out the, the winners of the lottery. They sent email. A bunch of people minted, but there's still was about 400, a gap of about 400 that weren't minted. So I think they timed out on that, and then they sort of sent out another round of mail, and a few more minted. And we just today, I saw another little bout of minting happening. About 100 got minted today, so there's still like 300 to go. Murakami himself is in New York. You can see him here. He's painting. He's getting ready for the Gagosian exhibition he's got coming up in New York. That's that one, and then here's another one. You can see, yeah. So there's it's looking pretty cool, but I think that's where his head is at. But as I've said before, I don't have any alpha on this, but I feel like he has mentioned that he considers the Flowers NFT to be part of his exhibition. So I feel like it's going to get minted out and revealed before the 10th of May. But we'll see if that turns out to be true. Here's, so of course, Artifact just completed their monolith launch. And here's Benoit saying, monolith launch over. Now I'm off to Gagosian because they're helping out. So he's going to be helping there too. So that's what's happening there. And you can see, what have I got here? Okay, here you can see 10,423 is the current number, and 10,751 is how many are supposed to, get done. So there's still 300 to go. Okay, back to our ranking. Number 2, Shinsei Galverse is hanging in there at number 2. And as I mentioned last week, number 3 should be Kiwami, and again this week. And so I guess this is kind of breaking news that I can confirm that Kiwami will get put into this list and be showing up hopefully tomorrow. So we will see them then at number 3. And speaking of Kiwami, a little bit of cool Kiwami related stuff. I think most people know that the amazing dev behind the Kiwami mint was Mouse Dev, and there was a lot of buzz over the weekend with the mint for Micah Johnson's Aquatars went. There was some problems. $34 million got locked permanently in the contract, or because of the contract. And Mouse Dev to the rescue. He redid the contract in 24 hours, put it up on GitHub, got devs around the around the Web3 community helping put some eyes on it, and supported Mike Johnson to get that all happening. So that was very cool. Mouse Dev from Anonymous, and also the dev behind Kiwami there. So moving on, let's see. Oh yeah, Kiwami. I don't think I have it here, but they also did a great AMA that's up on YouTube. So we'll stick that link in the description. And back to the showing up number 3 here is the Singularity 0 Universe Anthro. So this just minted the other day. Minted out. It was a little sluggish, but it got done the same day. The public sale that is. The other stuff had happened already the previous days, and the public sale 0.123 minted out, and so it looks like Singularity 0 Universe Anthro. So there's 3 species that are going to be released, 3,333 NFTs each, and they are Anthro, Human, and Ankoku. And so it looks like Anthro goes up first, and it was revealed shortly after the, I think the next day. And so here's some of the art. So this is one of the species. So I guess there'll be 2 more drops. I'm not exactly sure when those are happening, but we'll find out and see if we can give you a heads up ahead of that. But or you can, join here. Here's the Singularity OU, or I guess probably a 0U, is the Twitter. So you can jump in the Discord there, and you can, I guess that's in this lit link is going to have the Discord, and you can find out yourself and see if you can get in on those next 2 mints. And there's going to be a kind of a game, I think, because it says so the winner of these 3 species, the one that wins some kind of winner take all game, takes all the deposit of ETH. So we're not quite sure yet how the game mechanics of that are going to work, but sounds like there could be something interesting there. So next, I just briefly, so you can see Neo Tokyo Punks there at number 6. Just want to briefly mention that we saw the floor essentially double in the last day. Back up to about 0.45, and it looks like that was based on an announcement that came from Coincheck, so one of the central exchanges here in Japan. Coincheck has done a bunch of stuff with Sandbox, one of the metaverse plays, and they have some area. I think they have a couple areas in Sandbox, and apparently they're going to be doing, in one of those areas, they're going to be doing a collaboration with Neo Tokyo Punks. And so the news went out about that and immediately saw a nice bump in their floor. Next we have, so at number 5 and number 7, we've got number 5, we got Cryptogoros, and number 7, we got Minigoros. So these 2 projects jumped into the top 10 here. And so Goro Ishihata, you can see a picture of him here, is an artist, and he sounds like quite a character. So there's a collection of self-portraits by the world-renowned artist Goro, 1 per day until he dies. Mr. Goro is scheduled to die in 2,000 days, and a countdown to his death is written on all his works. So it's pretty interesting. He's got so this collection here, Cryptogoros, is basically self-portraits. So he's like, hey, I'm going to do a hand-drawn PFP project, and it's all going to be self-portraits. So he's basically, that's a reference to his sort of art training, art. PFPs are not typically self-portraits, but in art, you do see a lot of self-portraits. But this guy's got a sense of humor. You can see a lot of references to other projects here. For example, what do we got? Oh, look at this down here. We got a Kevin, and over here we've got a Murakami seed jumping up there, but it's also a self-portrait of Goro. So pretty funny. And so these 2 projects were, so this one, the floor jumped up quite a lot. Just a week to 9 days ago they were selling for 0.1. and then jumped up to this kind of 0.9-ish floor. And here's the Minigoros is based on CryptoPunks, but again, all self-portraits. So, it's kind of hilarious, actually. Look at this. And these are pretty reasonably priced at 0.024. And one of the reasons these might have started moving was he just minted Soul Goros. So this is on Solano, another collection of, you guessed it, self-portraits. So I think we'll try and find out more about this guy, because everything I read is just hilarious and is so. I just find it kind of refreshing and interesting. Look at this one. In 2026, Mr. Goro will die and he'll become a piece of fried chicken, fried Goro. Minigoros will be reverted into LCL by third impact. Mysterious Goros from another chain will rule the world. The prophecy of Guru Goroist. Who knows what that means, but it's just, I get a feeling that we've got a real artist here. I mean, I think this pixel art is pretty cool. I like it. So we'll find out more about that. Maybe we can even talk to Mr. Goro. That would be awesome. Okay, moving right along, we've got so way back to I think episode number 1, we talked about Kawaii Skull, and we haven't said much on Kawaii Skull, but you can see him, he's still down here 22. A little bit things have slowed down a little bit on the activity here, but not on the Twitter activity. So what I can see, Kawaii Skull is, he's said he was putting a team together, and we've seen a lot of activity on the Twitter. Basically, he's very active every day. I'm trying to do some projects of sort of fan art type stuff. And the thing I want to mention today is he was on Japanese TV, and I guess he decided, oh, what the heck, let's dox. So there he is. There's Kawaii Skull. He is doxed. He doxed himself on Japanese TV and decided to let everyone know on Twitter. Next, so leaving the top 10 there, this is, so here's some real alpha. The day before yesterday, I joined very early morning, well, in Japan time, 4 a.m., very early spaces with this up-and-coming project, Vivid. So Vivid, COJP here on Twitter. The team was there on Spaces. Looks like I think basically LA-based folks for the most part, and it's a pretty strong-looking team. Like just from the sounds of it sounds like they've got a plan, and it sounded pretty good. They're working with an artist named Aki Bright, and so they're working with a Japanese artist. I think the rest of the team is pretty much U.S. based, but here's a little. You can see a little bit of stuff here. Aki's got. He's pretty well known as an artist. He's got 130K followers here on Twitter. He's got 100,000 here on Instagram, and he typically does a lot of black and white, sometimes with splashes of color, but also he does color stuff too. So it will be. I think that's there's still whitelist action happening there on Vivid. So let's see, where was that Twitter again? Okay, it was Vivid. Vivid COJP is the Twitter, so you can get in the Discord there, and I jumped in the Discord. There's a lot of activity. They've got a lot of I think a pretty good vibe happening there already. So, but still time to get in, and whitelists available, and for that, an upcoming mint fairly soon. Okay, moving. Here's one of the other founders. I don't have them all here, but that's here's one. Okay, so I thought I'd just show something a little bit different. So this is Xanalia. So this is another one. This is one of several Japanese NFT marketplaces that has popped up in the last, some of them go back a ways, like Nanakusa was one of the very first. That's probably a year ago now, but they recently got acquired by SBI, and they're changing their name to SBI NFT. And this is a more recent one. Actually, I think we mentioned the Astro Boy. That was back in probably episode 2. And this is still coming soon, but this is the marketplace that it was going to launch on. Here's one. Rooster Fighter NFT is something I think that just minted like today or yesterday. And you can see, pretty respectable 268 ETH there, and some pretty cool art. So there's going to be a lot of this stuff showing up in Japan. If it's on ETH, of course it's going to show up on OpenSea. But unfortunately, what happens is with these marketplaces is it's going to show up. Okay, this is Xanalia. Polygon is probably like a Xanalia ETH too, but basically all the collections are going to get lumped into one big. Because they're all in the same contract. So they're all going to get lumped together, and it's all mixed up. And you can see they are not using UTF-8 for the Japanese, so it's showing up as garbled characters and everything mixed together. So that's going to really make it difficult. Well, basically, I don't think anybody's going to, unless you know what you're looking for, you're not going to be looking for stuff in here for secondary. So, I mean, we see this on OpenSea with, Known Origin and some of the other marketplaces as well. But I think that's, we're going to see a lot of stuff in the Japan market as these other platforms like Xanalia get, really ramp up. That there's just going to be so much happening here that just never really shows up on OpenSea, except in that big sort of the big pile. So that's for the alpha this week, and over to you, Steve.
Yeah, once again, we had an awesome Spaces on Tuesday morning Japan time. We had a bunch of Japanese creators and overseas collectors and domestic collectors. We featured 2 different projects, which were really cool in the beginning. The first was called HYPERTEXT 100.0. And it's a collaboration project between with two creators, Yu-san, who is a calligrapher, and Yuki-san, who is a 3D CG artist, among other types of art. They made this HYPERTEXT 100 dictionary, it's called, and what it is they're playing with making new concepts and new meanings with Japanese kanji. Kanji are the Chinese characters with embedded meanings. Used in Japanese. They're typically they are what they are. There are no new kanji that are used or created, but unlike in Chinese, from what Yu-san was saying, it's a little bit more adapts kanji to new meanings. But in Japanese, that doesn't happen. They're trying with this project to do something with that, create new concepts and kind of push the boundaries a little bit with how they can express things. But from today for the next 2 days, so between Wednesday and Friday, Japan time 27th to 29th of April, they're going to be showcasing in a showroom some of their work. It's actually a Japan native metaverse called Cluster. So I'm looking forward to getting that app and checking it out very soon. Another creator we talked to is Karo-san. Karo-san has some really interesting and beautiful artwork, focused on a young girl as a character who is placed in many different environments and different scenes. This work has been featured in overseas projects and is really cool. We'll put some links down at the bottom. where you can see some of the art here from Karo-san. We'll also put some links from the previous project we just talked about, the HYPERTEXT 100 by Yusan and Yuki-san.
Yeah, definitely check those out. It was great to talk with the two of them, and then we also had a lot of great interaction from the people in the spaces, you know, asking questions, and part of our theme for that spaces was, you know, discussing and trying to understand what is it about Japanese art that pulls people in, and if we had a chance to ask Japanese artists directly, you know, whatever we might want to, well, there it was, right? So we got to hear directly from them what their motivations are, and you know, a little bit about their history and background. So it's really, in a way, the spaces is like it's like live action alpha in a way, like getting to know these artists and people who are there to introduce their projects.
It is, and what was great is we had so many overseas people in there talking and vibing and talking to the artists directly, the creators directly, which is really great. It's a chance to interface directly, get alpha in real time, and see what's going on in the space. So it's a lot of fun. And one last thing, the Twitter Spaces from a couple of days ago, it was recorded. So go ahead and go on Twitter and check it out. And if you want to hear what the artists were talking about that we talked to, and also some of the comments that people had, you can listen to it anytime. And all of our spaces are recorded, so feel free to go back and see what was going on.
Definitely. And in the cases, you know, for those who want to jump in and join us next time, in the cases where there's a language issue, we usually have someone in there who can get us a translation and get the main points across. It's primarily done in English, but with some of the creators, you know, they need a little hand getting their meaning communicated effectively. So we always have someone on hand to help us with that. So definitely check that out. It's every Tuesday morning in Japan, Monday evening in North America. Just follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you there next time. So update about our project. We're chugging along. Of course, we've integrated our spaces and this show into our broader project. And now we're doing these things weekly, pushing ahead toward our eventual mint. And just about a little bit about the Discord. There's some cool stuff there, right, Neil?
Yeah, that's right. We're sort of shifting into another gear here, which is, if not an exact schedule, it's definitely like we're moving into like the final runway towards mint, and we're going to be ramping up a lot of things, especially in our Discord. But even now, there's some cool stuff in there. You can find a glossary channel which will let you know about some of the words that get bandied about in the United NEKO Alliance, some of the Japanese words and what they mean. And a really cool one is it's called JP Your Name. So if you go into the JP Your Name channel and give us your name or your Discord nickname or whatever you want, and we will turn it into a Japanese name with katakana characters that you can take that away and use that in your Twitter bio or Discord bio or whatever you want.
That's fun. Yeah, definitely. It's something that if you've ever taken a Japanese class and you're not Japanese, it's kind of something that's part of the initial start of the class is you get your name in Japanese. So it's a cool little thing just to get a little exposure to some Japanese writing and something you could use elsewhere, wherever you like. So definitely check that out. It's cool. All right, great. Well, that's the show for today. Quick shout out to our friends and collaborators at NFT Japan for helping so much with previously mentioned spaces and just keeping us connected as well with all these great up and coming artists and projects. So again, big shout out to NFT Japan, Sophie. There's a link in the description. Definitely give them a follow because they are one of the best sources of information on what's going on here in Japan. For plugs for ourselves, of course, we'd appreciate if you squish the like button and subscribe to the NEKO Alpha Show. Follow us on Twitter at NEKO Alliance. Check out Spaces again weekly. We're also on Discord. Jump in there. Easy to find. Link is in the description. And if you do Instagram, we're there too. So that's it for today. thanks for listening. Hit those Web 2.0 portals and help us push through to the Web 3 world. So for my co-hosts, Neil and Steve.
Hey, everybody. See you next time.
See you next time.
That is the NEKO Alpha Show. Wrap it.